how much I can feel, take it slow. I wanna be in the right before it fades from your eyes. Just another conflicted placement. I'm stuck in a place I hate it. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do when I'm stuck inside you? This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lost in desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Surprise! Whole Damn Enchilada podcast. Rick Polton, Ryan Inman, joining the show again after missing Thursday. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, man. Just been baking all day. Made some banana bread. House smells amazing right now. I think it smells better than it even tastes.
Yeah, right on. Hell yeah. For those of you that do not know, Ryan is a great, fantastic baker.
Well, thank you very much.
Makes all kinds of fun goodies that are fucking delicious. The banana cookies, those are the best.
There'll be a batch of those coming. But I had a special request for banana bread, and in my banana bread, I do use walnuts, but I don't just throw them in there raw. No, I'll throw them in a pan, and I'll roast them, toast them a little bit on the stovetop first.
Right?
Yeah.
I was using walnuts for something the other day, and they come raw, and I ate it, and they just got a weird mouthfeel when they're not toasted a little bit.
Yeah. Now, for something like this where you're going to bake, you want to do that. If I make oatmeal and I just cut up a raw banana and throw it in there, raw walnuts are fine on there.
Not to me. I didn't like it.
No?
Well, not with oatmeal. It was yogurt, but same thing. Yeah. Hey, Death Curse Society, what's up? Not sure which one of the guys are commenting, but what's up?
Could be any of them.
Could be any of them. It's a mystery. Just like
they got like 7 or 8 guys on that show.
4, but whatever. Who's counting?
I
know. 4 guys. Yeah, they're gonna take our Scarefest tickets. 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I need to get a T-shirt off of those guys.
Yeah, you go to deathcursesociety.com to get your T-shirts, and if you want to remember, there's a place on there for that as well.
I'm wearing a shirt from another show right now.
Yeah, Bloody Essentials. Good shit, good shit. I was on their show doing the trivia. Came in 3rd. I did not do good.
Oh, I didn't watch that yet.
You know what's funny about that is I was doing their trivia, and I kind of wanted one of their other listeners to win.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll look good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm so fucking competitive, I couldn't throw the contest. And then I ultimately got beat. So
is that the one they banned me from before they even announced
it? They said you can't be on it. That gave me extra motivation to like kick ass, but I still, I don't know. Didn't do so high. I came in 3rd. I lost by 2 points.
Oh, by 2 points.
2 points, I think it was.
Oh, I probably would have won then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Depending, if it was all that weird Italian horror shit, I would have done worse than you. So
there was some of that. There was but not the ones I've seen a million times. Not like
no.
Fulci. It was more Argento, which I haven't gotten into that as much.
See, I'm the opposite. And, I've seen more Argento films than
so you might have been okay. And I think there was questions about like some House. You ever see House? Sue House?
Yeah.
Oh, so you would have done good. One of the questions was like name 6 of the characters.
Oh, Jesus.
And the one girl knew all 6 of them. I didn't know one of them. So while I was kicking ass, I was so far ahead, that 6th spot, boom, done.
Yeah, that one would have smoked me too. I can't name the characters.
Right on. Yeah.
So
it was fun though. It was a good time hanging out with those guys. They had like 5 other people on it. And it was good shit. Good shit. It was definitely a good time. So so tonight, because Ryan will not be with us tomorrow when we are talking to Jason Pitts, who directed Voorhees, The Beast Within, and that's not the name of the movie, it's Night of the Beast, which I
Voorhees, Night of the Beast, that's right.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool movie. It's Jason versus Bigfoot. It's awesome. And I found out that there's like a part 2 that's like 18 minutes. There's an extra 18 minutes of it. You got to go check it out. It's awesome.
There's 18 what?
18 more minutes in another movie. Like, you know how Vincent DeSantis did the Never Hike Alone, then he did a little the Never Hike in the Snow, which is a little smaller, and then they did kind of the same thing. I'm hoping it leads into a third movie.
So they fight again.
No. The second one is more about Duke a little bit, and Duke is going to like meet some guy near Detroit to talk about the book. So you know who he goes to talk to.
Oh no. See now.
It's just one scene though, like Ash turns around at S-Smart.
I'm
the third part.
I'm really curious now that I know this. What friend of half of this podcast, Adam Marcus, thinks about this whole thing.
And you know what? I asked him, and he hasn't seen it.
He hasn't seen
He's
it?
gonna watch it. I was like, dude, this guy is clearly inspired by your work. It's definitely because I was like talking to him about a Creighton Duke movie, and you know, like how awesome it would be if he did something like that. And I was telling him how this guy did this and what's going on with this, and I wanted to get his idea from it because you could tell from the source material that this guy really likes Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
So when I have him on tomorrow, I was gonna be like, hey, I was chatting with Adam, and he said this and this and this about your film, but he hasn't seen it, so he couldn't give me any feedback on it. But he said he's gonna check it out. But
I'm actually surprised Adam hasn't seen it.
Right? No, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's why
I would have lost that bet if I had to.
He might not have known about it. Well, hell, we didn't know about it.
Thing is, though, but a bunch of people did see it by the number of views, and Adam Marcus is a pretty vocal person. He's out there in the community.
He's active on all the
everything. So. I figured somebody would have filled him in by now. That's all.
Maybe.
I figured it just would have got back to him.
Yeah, I think maybe just seeing the movie and the name of it and everything, you'd have no clue about the Creighton Duke connection and everything like that. So you'd have to see like a review of it, and maybe you just missed it.
Because even Jason versus Bigfoot, as intriguing as that may be, you don't think of Jason Goes to Hell.
No doubt, exactly. And you know, like I'm gonna tell the guy, like we just watched it for a funny haha, you know, because we thought it was gonna be fucking hilarious, and it was, but it was a little bit more than that. I think dude did a really good job with it. I was impressed. At the end of the day, to be honest with you.
I'm just glad that final girl got it.
Yeah, right. She deserved it. So Brian Emanaz, South Jersey Jason says, at least this version of the Duke is not a doctor of mushrooms in the other fan film. What? What is that about? I don't understand. Explain some more, Brian. Help us out.
I didn't get that reference.
What did they do to the guy? What did they do to my guy? You think he's talking about, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the film, but I think Creighton Duke might be in that Part 7 remake, or not, Roseblood?
Oh, yeah.
Might be in that, and I think this is, yes, Roseblood. Okay, yes. And he's a doctor of mushrooms. Okay, that doesn't sound cool at all. The Duke's
doctor of mushrooms, what does he come out with, like, psychedelic gear, like, in the 70s? And
I don't know, but I don't think I want to know either. I don't want to. Yeah, I've not seen Roseblood. I tried to watch it. I just I couldn't get into it, man. I'm sorry.
Who knew the Duke was a swinger back in '75?
He probably was. Come on, the Duke definitely was a swinger.
Well, he's wearing that cowboy hat, but he's never ridden a horse. If you get my drift.
All right. So tonight we're here to do a double review, because we're trying to get all 13 Halloween movies done. We've done 1, we've done 2, we've done 3, so we've got 10 more to go. So because Ryan is busy enjoying the benefits of his season passes at Cedar Point on Thursdays for Halloween Horror Nights or whatever the fuck they call it.
That's Universal Studios, dude.
What do they call it at Cedar Point?
Hallow Weekends.
Yeah, he's doing that on Thursday. So we got a couple of guest hosts. Tomorrow, of course, Jason Pitts. Last week, we were talking to Brody McDonald from Bloodview Haunted House, and who knows what we're going to do the week after that. So since we can squeeze these in whenever we got time, tonight we have time, and we're going to do 4 and 5. And after 2 disappointing installments, 2 for me, 3 for you, I think part 4 is going to be a little bit more promising. I think I think it's going to get a higher grade from both of us than 2 did for me and 3 did from you. So
It's not saying much.
yeah, it's not a high bar. It's not a high bar. No.
We're getting into this. I gotta do my thing.
Oh, he's getting the Halloween blanket.
See, now when we did part 3, I didn't do this because that's not a real Halloween movie. I don't care what
Oh
you
yeah,
say.
it's not a real Halloween movie.
No. But now, these 2 movies that we're going to talk about tonight, whether you like them or you don't, they are Halloween movies.
Yeah, they definitely are.
And part of the canon and The Shape and Michael Myers and all that, and Dr. Loomis. And yeah. All right, I'm ready. Oh, wait.
Brian says 3 was not disappointing. How dare you? I love 3. Ryan does
Steaming
not.
pile
Ryan
of
likes 2
mastodon
a whole lot more than
dung.
I do.
Garbage
like-
movie.
But if you go back and watch our part 3 review, Ryan brings up some pretty solid points that had me knock it down a letter grade or so. To be honest with you, I was going in, I was thinking I was giving it a B, and I think I ultimately gave it a C because of Ryan's points.
Mm-hmm.
So in this film,
I'm a killjoy. I ruin everything. Kane Hodder not having lungs thing really melted your brain.
I did that too. Yes, you know?
I ruin everything. Why do you have me on here?
You did numbers.
Oh, that's true.
Your tape show did better than my live show. Although the live show was good, the tape show just did really good, better, or the surprise show rather. It wasn't
that last live show without me. Well, not the last one. The one where I was stuck at work.
Oh, the Giallo show. Yeah.
And he had 2 big stars on, way better than me. Way better to look at than me, both of them.
Yeah. Well, we had fun.
Yeah. I had fun talking to you guys right before and right after.
So in this film, it's Jamie Lloyd's debut.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle Harris.
It's her first movie ever.
Danielle Harris's debut as Jamie Lloyd. It's her first film.
Yep.
And she was obviously in Roseanne and was one of my first crushes in my whole life when she was on Roseanne.
I had a crush on her too, but not from Roseanne or the Halloween movies.
Well, I would hope not Halloween.
No, Last Boy Scout, where she played Bruce Willis's daughter.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah, Darian was her name in the movie, and she drew Satan claws and got kicked out of class.
Awesome.
And we're like, she's like 12 in that movie, but I was like 11 when I saw it.
Right. Again, she's
she's like a year older than me.
She's from, yes, I guess it is only a year older than me.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 3 years, but I guess it's only 1.
So as we've gone on from the beginning to now,
Ryan,
she's
the same thing. Last Boy Scout.
Yep. She's always been age appropriate when you look at it that way, because we were just little boys then.
Yeah, we were even in Halloween. Even in Halloween, where you're younger than her.
No,
then.
I hadn't seen these movies yet.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Donald Pleasance returns as Sam Loomis.
Mm-hmm.
George Wilbur and Tom Morga split time as Michael. Do you know why they split time as Michael?
I don't, and I'd also like to know what scene is who.
I don't know the answer to that. I do know that when he meets Loomis in the gas station, that is definitely Tom Morga.
Oh yeah.
What other things are Tom Morga? I'm not 100% sure, but there was a thing where they were going through all these different changes with the mask, and they wanted to do something different with the mask in one of the scenes. And the director or the it might have been the makeup guy, and he wanted to change it, and if you'd have put it on Morga, then the glue from it would have made him pass out. He's like, we can't do this in 3 minutes, like this is not going to work. So he got in a fight with the guy. He gets fired. Morga gets fired. The first guy gets brought back, but Morga didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what I heard about that.
Is the scene, because in the gas station when Loomis and him have that standoff right at the beginning, there's also the scene before that where he's wrapped like a mummy and he kills.
Yeah, that's Morga.
That's Tom Morga.
That's Tom Morga, and he also there's places where he is wearing the mask, But
Okay.
he's definitely but that part's definitely Morgan because he signs those pics. And that's on his banner.
Right.
The scene with the wrapped in the bandages.
Yeah. The Mummy Myers.
Right. Directed by Dwight Little. It had a $5 million budget, made $17 million,
Mm-hmm.
and IMDb gave it a 5.8 rating out of 10.
User score?
Yeah, user score, yeah. Sasha Jensen,
Yes.
Dazed and Confused fame, plays
Right.
Brady.
Benny. Yeah. But
Benny and and Dazed and Confused. Yeah.
Or wait, was Cole Hauser Benny in Dazed and Confused?
I don't know. Now I'm dazed and confused myself.
Yeah, I think Cole Hauser was Benny.
Great movie. One of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, I love
Fantastic soundtrack. The level
God.
of star power in that.
Love Richard Linklater as a director too.
Yeah. All those guys in that film that ended up just going on to do huge things like Ben Affleck and it's fantastic. Carmen Philippi? He was Reverend Jackson Sayer. This movie's version of Crazy Ralph.
Basically.
And this guy has been every old guy in every movie that you've ever needed an old guy for.
Yeah, once you see him, you go, that guy.
And he was the flat guy in Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
That might be why they didn't bring him back for the next movie because he passed.
Mm-hmm.
Could have used anybody. They could even use CGI or AI to bring him back in there. But Michael Padecki, am I saying that right?
Padecki.
He was Dr. Hoffman, but we know him more from Rocky IV, where he was Nikolai Koloff.
Oh yeah,
the guy representing the Russian Ivan
Drago.
Yeah,
I will break you.
All right, is that all I got for actors and cast? That's all I got. I didn't write down Rachel's name.
Oh shit!
Not too much of anything else.
Yeah, she.
I had it pulled up on the screen though. I can get to it. Because she's in the next movie, and I got the next.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down, so I got it brought up over here on this other screen. Ellie Cornell.
That's right.
Rachel Carruthers. Oh, and then Bill Fenton. He got it for us first. Ellie Cornell. Yeah. I don't know anything else she was in. I didn't see anything I didn't recognize. I'm sure there might be, but I was doing this at work, so
I heard this story before, and I saw it on IMDb, and I forget who it was. You probably read it already. Maybe. About Ellie is her name, the actress who played Rachel.
Yeah,
she took her kid like years later to like an autograph signing for some pop star.
Okay,
might have been Taylor Swift, Kelly Clarkson, one of them big name people. And she stayed in line with her daughter to get her picture signed by this pop star, the little girl, not her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she gets up to the line, and the pop star recognizes her. You're the chick from Halloween 4, and then had her sign something for her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good shit.
It might have been Taylor Swift.
Yeah, who knows?
So, Taylor Swift doesn't strike me as a Halloween fan, but if that was indeed her, she gets points in my book. So
yeah, she's even cooler.
Yeah.
So
might have been Kelly Clarkson. She strikes me as more of somebody that would watch Halloween.
And a little bit older too, I think.
Yes, and cooler.
Yeah. So 88 was a big year for horror. Friday 7 came out, Nightmare 4, this film, Hellraiser 2, and Child's Play, all in the same year.
Phantasm 2 also.
Phantasm 2 as well.
Yeah.
I thought Phantasm 2 was like a notch below all these films, so I skipped it. I've never seen it.
Can't be worse than Nightmare on Elm Street 4. That's pretty bad.
You think 4 is bad? I think
5's worse, but
yeah.
4's not good.
Yeah, it's near the bottom, but I watch it. I don't mind it so much.
I need to revisit the Phantasm movies. It's been a while.
I just watched the first one recently when we did year in review.
Love it.
I love it. I just wish it would have focused more on the tall man and the kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's the movie. Fuck all that other shit that's happening. It should have been just them. I mean, because all their parts were just so much better.
Well,
And then now he passed, so he can't get anything like that. So
that's for a different day.
different day. All right. So do you remember your first time watching this film?
Later in life, probably late teens.
Late teens.
Because again, I was a Friday guy and then a Nightmare guy. Halloween, I remember the first one, watching it young, loved it, but I didn't really dig into the series like I did the other ones until later, like, going out and buying my own VHS tapes and
right,
watching them on, like, if they came on TV. And my old friend, rest in peace, Nick Reese, really loved these Halloween movies, and I think I saw for the first time a couple of them through him, and this might have been one of them. So we're talking like late 90s, 97, 98. About the time I met you is about the time I probably saw these movies for the first time.
Right. I know I didn't go to the theater because we never could afford to go to the theater. So if I would have seen it, I would have seen it on VHS, so 89, 90.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really young, 89, 90. I mean, shit, that would have made me 10, 11 years old. But so I seen it pretty close to when it first came out. And so then I didn't notice it because you're a kid, you don't really pay attention, like just a white mask and that's good enough.
Yeah.
What did you think of like how different the mask was?
I fucking hate it.
Fucking hate it, right?
Yeah.
How hard is it to just even that mask? I mean, couldn't you just get one like that? It's close enough.
I mean, Halloween 2, the mask is different than 1, but it's still okay. It's still decent.
2 and 1 is actually technically the same exact mask.
But it looks
just fits on his head so different that it looks like a totally different mask. And it was aged.
Yeah. That's probably why I don't dislike it.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 and 2 is, how did they screw it up so bad? They gave us that mask that was on the promo on the poster, and that was perfect.
It's so weird with this series. It's like with Nightmare and Friday, Jason started to look better and better as the series goes on, and Freddy too. This series, it's totally the opposite.
Oh my God,
Michael Myers looked the best in the first one. Yeah. And it just progressively got worse.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it, but part 5 is even worse.
Yeah.
But I understood, after thinking about it, it kind of made sense that he just grabbed a generic mask off the shelf that it would be like like the dollar store Friday hockey mask. You know what it is, but it doesn't look anything like it's supposed to.
Well, Spirit Halloween style.
Bethany S says trying to update and make fresh always seems to fail at it. Yeah, absolutely. It
goes back to the old expression, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. I mean, like, that mask was still around. The 78 mask still existed then. Just wear that shit.
Yeah, Bill Shatner probably wanted a cut by then.
I think that's really what it was.
I think there was something to him suing about it. Something.
Right, because they ordered the Shatner mask from Don Post.
Yeah.
When they got it, they got like a pink mask with like white hair.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, what do you think about the scene of Michael Myers with some blonde hair?
Oh yeah, that's more good as well. By the way, I don't know if he wears the actual mask at all in this though.
The blonde hair Michael Myers scene is, oh my God.
But you know what? You know why that's there?
Why? Because
throughout the film, he was shot with the blonde hair, and then they reshot because they didn't like it, and that one accidentally got left in. We almost got a whole film of blonde-haired Michael Myers. Right. How stupid is that?
Imagine.
And even that, though, if you think about it, it makes sense. Because if you remember in part 2, when Ben Tramer bought his mask off the shelf and wore it, he had blonde hair. So, hypothetically speaking, this Michael Myers just buys the mask that they're selling that Ben Tramer bought. They have blonde hair. I still don't like it.
Hate it. Hate it.
But in a roundabout way, I could find a way for it to make sense,
And, whether you like this movie or don't like this movie, and most fans kind of like this one.
Yeah, I think it's true.
But still, nobody likes blonde Michael Myers.
Nobody likes blonde Michael Myers.
No.
Although I do want one of the blonde masks. I just want like one of everyone just to eventually have because it'll look cool.
It was their 34-year marketing plan.
Yeah.
35, however many, 36. 36 now, 1988, right? Yeah. That's fucking crazy just to sit there and go 1988 was 36 years ago.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. What's crazy, I seen a statistic the other day that, you know, if Back to the Future took place today,
yeah,
we would go back to 1994.
Wow.
So the gap between 94 and today is the same as 55 and 85.
Yeah.
But does it seem like it? No, not even close.
And whether you're going into winter, spring, Kurt Cobain might still be alive, or he still might already be dead, because that was, April of '94. Wow.
He'd be 6 months past at this point.
That's crazy to think it's been over 30 years since Kurt Cobain died.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
like
wild.
These guys would be old men now. Yeah. He just had a grandson.
Yeah.
Him and Francis Bean and I think Riley Hawk.
I don't know.
One of Tony Hawk's kids. I think it was Riley.
Yeah.
Because there was a picture of Tony on Instagram holding the baby. That's got to be pretty cool, though, when you go to school. Like, oh, my granddads are Tony Hawk and Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sweet. So, John Carl Buechler did a lot of the effects in this.
That's surprising.
It's surprising because
they were underwhelming.
They were, right? There wasn't a lot of blood and guts. Like, if you told me he did part 5, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
There was a lot more blood and guts in 5.
Yeah. Then again, though, out of all the big franchises, though, Halloween's never really been the blood and guts one.
No, it's been kind of subdued.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it was more about the mystery of Michael Myers and him hiding in the shadows, and like even him, like he never made a sound, let alone like crazy stuff. He just appeared, and it kind of added to like the mystery and allure of him.
And Nick Castle has lungs, and he didn't breathe weird.
yeah, he does. He does have lungs. This is
although he left breath on a window in a car, but
Speaking of Nick Castle, this is the first movie I guess it's out of the 3, where he's credited as Michael Myers instead of The Shape.
Yeah.
Except for Tony Moran was credited as Michael Myers in the first one.
Right, but there was still The Shape.
There was still The Shape.
Yeah. This one, there is no The Shape. It's just
I really want to know why there was a difference.
And
I think it's we talked, and I think it's because wearing the mask made him that much different.
I heard in the first one, it's just like they were going for that like 50s, 60s thing, whereas the monster, quote unquote, whatever, especially I'm a huge Outer Limits guy too.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone is my jam, but I'm a huge Outer Limits fan as well. And in those shows, they had what was called the Bear. That was the name of the monsters in each episode, is the Bear. And the sponsors wanted the Bear to show up by the second commercial break, so people didn't lose interest. And that's just what they always called it.
He was a different monster every time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's an anthology series.
And it was just a generic name like The Shape.
Right.
I think I would think that he probably got that idea from them.
That's what I think. And it's not just strictly Outer Limits, like everything, like the monster was the bear, or, that's just what they called it. So that's where I think they got The Shape from. I can't be 100% sure, but if I had to venture a guess, that's what it would be.
Right on.
Just an educated guess.
Makes sense. I got a back page. What else I got going on here? So Lisa Wilcox auditioned for Rachel and lost, and Melissa Joan Hart auditioned for Jamie.
Wow, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I like Melissa Joan Hart, but I like that she didn't get this.
Yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine it with anybody else.
No.
Danielle Harris really turned in a fantastic performance.
Yes. And I am notoriously tough on child actors. She was very, very good.
Very good. She stole the show for sure. Travis Mitchell's back. He says, "How's it going, guys? These two are really nostalgic for me as they played on repeat on AMC." Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were definitely on there a lot. And they go together. These two, I think it's almost one movie. It's just one long ass movie. If you really
kind of like how 1 and 2 are, really.
Yeah,
it takes place right after, and this takes place a year later, but still, or 5 is a year after this one. So, but the story picks up right where it leaves off.
Right, exactly. So in this film, Sunday the dog is the third dog killed in the series, and that continued in part 5. Dogs are not. It's not like our boy Gordon in Friday the 13th. They don't get out.
Especially if you want to include 3, although I don't. Children get killed in this fucking series too.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They're not piggy. It just doesn't matter. And that's what I got for pretty much for like, you know, facts about the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody that's watching these things, they've seen these. We've seen them. I actually hadn't watched these 2 entries in a long time. I did rewatch them both last week.
I did today.
You did today? Okay, yeah, it's even fresher for you. I watched them last week, both of them. 6 as well. Although I watched 6 also like randomly, like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I popped it on
at the same time. Yeah. I think I was listening to another podcast about it and made me want to watch it.
So since we're doing 2 movies in one, I just did a top and bottom 3 for both.
Okay, that'll work.
Like we do for new releases. That's why I do it, you know?
Yeah.
But I can go through these now and we can move on.
Well, real quick, I wanted to talk about a couple things I liked about the movie that may or may not be in your top 3. Maybe they are. But I really like the scene in this one and in the next one where in this one where there's the Michael Myers cosplayer, and he gets killed by the group. Like if you lived in this town, would you ever wear this mask? No, it does not end up well for these guys. In part 2, Ben Tramer gets killed. In this one, this new guy gets killed. I forget his name. I wrote it down. Did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down. Yeah, it's crazy. And then you got the girls fighting over Brady like he's the ultimate catch.
Yeah.
Both talking about their future with them, but he redeems himself later in the film, which was pretty cool, you know. But I think Blonde Michael, we talked about him. All right, we'll go with your top 3 and see if either one of these other things I got comes up with the.
You want the top first?
Let's go bottom.
Bottom, okay. All right. My
things
numbers
that sucked about Halloween 4.
My 3 least favorite things about Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Number 3 would be the character of Lindsay for 2 reasons. Number 1, she was just flat out annoying as fuck. And 2, it was a huge missed opportunity at a callback to 1978.
Because she was supposed to be the girl that was
the one Kyle Richards played.
And also they were the guy in the drugstore was supposed to be Tommy too, but then they decided to change that.
I'm glad they changed that one.
Yeah.
But the Lindsay thing, they should have went with it. But again, maybe in hindsight, it's good because that person was very annoying. She's really on that car trip. She just seemed like that 80s chick that just got on your nerves.
Right.
And I did not like her at all. So
okay.
My number 2 least favorite thing is, and a lot of people don't like this. Is it a nitpick? Maybe, but it's still valid. There's no real explanation of how we got here. Like how everybody survived 2 when we go on to 3 and it's nothing to do with anything. Then we bring them back. But how did we bring them back?
Okay.
Why did Loomis live?
With that, and again, you can't talk about what's not there because it's not there, but what was supposed to happen is the beginning of this film was supposed to take place right at the end of 2, and you were supposed to see the explosion knock Loomis out of the building somehow and him alive on the floor.
Right.
How Michael gets out, I don't think was ever explained.
Yeah. See, in the personification of evil, you can explain that, I guess. He's still got a task, so he won't die until his task is fulfilled. But Loomis is just a guy.
Yeah.
and there's no real explanation. Yeah, they put some scars on him and gave him a couple little lines, but
Yeah,
it's still.
you know.
And while I'm glad that the two characters are back, it still doesn't make sense. But again, you can call that a nitpick because overall, there's it was actually really tough. I could probably round out the 5 and have 5 things I don't like about this one, but it'd be tough to get it in because overall, I do dig this one.
Okay.
Obviously.
What was
And my number one least favorite thing, surprise, surprise, is the look mask of Michael Myers. It's dog shit. It's dog shit.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it looks terrible. I actually prefer the scenes before he gets that mask, like at the gas station or in the Mummy setup. That's kind of scary. It's creepy.
I was thinking the same thing. How cool would it have been if they would have just kept the bandages on his face rather than get the mask?
The mask had to come back.
You think?
Yeah, because look at Jason.
They had 2 different masks.
I understand, but look at Jason. That mask was iconic in that series. This was the mask in this series. It's marketing. It's it makes that mask, that face is synonymous with Halloween.
Right. Okay.
You got to go to the mask. It's always going to be there.
All right. I know, but with this being only the 3rd one rather than the right.
Yeah, but again, he was gone, and there was uproar of him being gone in the 3rd.
Right. You're right.
They bring him back. You got to bring him back as the way he's remembered.
Right on. In the shooting draft of the script, Loomis is on fire in a flashback, yelling, "Let it burn" to the firefighters who are putting Michael out. Yes, definitely. Yep. Yeah. That did happen. It was shot. Yeah, it didn't happen.
All right.
And then, that's my blanket. But anyway, so another thing I didn't like that you didn't bring up, though, is the massacre on the truck. When they're on the truck and they got everybody, they're trying to get Jamie and her sister out.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell is Michael... I mean, it's hard to believe that he's underneath the car and then he clears up. Okay, I'll give you that. Hard to believe. But he's back there killing people, throwing people off the truck. There's got to be the truck is moving like crazy and the driver's just driving like not noticing a goddamn thing, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I didn't like that.
All right, well, let's go into some good things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my top 3 favorite things about Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Number 3, other than that girl Lindsay that I mentioned, save for her, would be the side characters. I actually found them all kind of interesting. And in movies like this, they're usually kind of thrown away, like throwaway characters, fodder for, body counts or whatever. But I found them all kind of interesting.
Right. Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job with the other cast. Okay. And I thought the movie was well paced, which Travis said a while back. Yeah, this is going to be high on my list for sure for the favorites, not favorites, in the ranking.
Yeah, I like Sasha. He was interesting. That hot blonde that he hooked up with, she was interesting.
Oh yeah,
I like that whole scenario, man. She was really, really, really good looking too.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, like ahead of her time. Like she didn't have that '80s look like a lot of girls still had in the movies then.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the side characters I found interesting for a change in a movie like this. My number 2 favorite thing is Danielle Harris as Jamie. Again, very tough on child actors, but man, she emoted like a seasoned actress.
And this was her debut.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you could tell she had something like right away. It wasn't just a kid thrown in there.
Right.
She did a great job, and perfectly cast. Just there's really everybody loves her. So, and rightfully so. I mean, some people more than others. I'm not the hugest fanboy of her. I'm not. There's things she's done like later that I didn't like.
Stream. I thought she was horrible in that.
Yeah, see, I didn't mind her in that movie. The movie sucked. I'm surprised she actually took that role. To be quite honest with you, I would have
favorite of those because all those people were big convention goers.
If I was her agent, I would have discouraged her from taking that role. So, because it didn't even pay well. There's no way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd is my number 2, and my number 1 favorite thing, and it's probably most people's favorite thing, is the ending scene.
And that's what I got to. I knew you were going to go there. That's why I didn't even
bring it up. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's such a callback to the opening scene of 1.
Mhm.
And then, of course, and the fact that Loomis is the one that she
Mhm.
reveals herself to right after that is all great, because he just went through all this torment with Michael for the last so many years, and now, it's another one.
Yep. And they gave you the whole Tommy Jarvis kind of vibes with her, like the way you thought Tommy was going to take over at the end of 4 and then 5.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really like the ending and the whole point of view through the mask, the whole 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it was great. And like, it opened such a big door for part 5. Like,
Mhm.
look what we can do. And they dropped the ball completely on that, but we'll get to that shortly. But it opened the door wide open to endless possibilities, and it was a perfect ending for a return movie like this.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. It was one of the better endings in a film. I really liked it a lot.
So
And,
I'll go ahead and I'll stamp my grade on this one first.
Okay.
I didn't grade 2 on here. I graded it on a retrospective. You'll have to go back and look at that one. But part 1 is an A+ for me. Everybody knows that. It's the greatest slasher film ever made, in my eyes.
Yeah. A lot of people.
I do like this movie, but again, that one is just so far above and beyond anything else that this grade's going to seem low, but I still like it. I give Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, a C+. I like it.
Yeah.
Do I love it? No, but I like it.
I don't think there's going to be another A in this series. I'm confident in that. As a matter of fact, I'm confident that you or I will not give another A in the series. But I did give this movie. I went B-. I mean, pretty much C+, B-, pretty close to the same thing. I liked it a lot, and it might be my second favorite film. We got to rewatch all the other ones and go through them, but it's definitely up there, man. I really, really like this one.
Yeah, I have to go through the rest of them too, but I don't know. It's definitely closer to the top than the bottom.
Yeah, it'll be in the top half for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
For sure.
Now with this next film, it's probably going to be about the opposite for me. So,
hold on, what do we got here? What the hell's going on with my fucking mouse? Mouse is not working right. It's probably dead. I haven't charged it ever. But it says in the opening of H2O, we see a photo of either the scissors or from H4 or H5 on Loomis's wall. I did not see that. But right on. Gotta charge this mouse. You think they would give me like some kind of alert? Hey, dude, your mouse is.
Yeah.
We will suffer with it as it is. All right, so on to Halloween 5, which 35th anniversary is this year on October 13th. So
the revenge
of Michael Myers. But like all the other part 5s and all the famous things, like in the movie, it never says the revenge. Just like in Friday the 13th part 5, The New Beginning, some places it says 5 and some places it doesn't. And Nightmare on Elm Street 5, sometimes it says a 5 and some places it doesn't.
Dream Child,
yeah. Real weird, that just a weird coincidence that they all three had that going. But this is directed by Dominique Otherin, something or other.
Sure.
Yeah, that guy. And he is let's see. I got his name actually here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do better with it, but I'm gonna try. Dominique. Oh no, I wrote it down right. Othenin Gerard. I think he's Swiss. He's from Switzerland. He's some foreign guy. All of his movies were foreign. He was the assistant director of Halloween Kills, though. This is the lowest grossing film in the series, grossing $12 million of a $5 million budget. And this is IMDb score was 4.9. Right. So
generous.
Yeah. So in this film, we have Loomis returning, we have Ellie Cornell returning as Rachel, Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd, and who else? Who else is coming back? The sheriff. The sheriff.
Yeah, and the foster people.
Well, they weren't in the movie. The parents weren't.
Yeah,
they were like out of town because Rachel's supposed to be meeting them, and
Oh yeah, that's right.
She don't make it.
No, she didn't make it too far.
And then joining them in this one, we have Wendy Foxworth as Tina Williams.
Oh boy.
You don't like her?
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll get to that. I liked her a lot. I thought she was really cool. Oh yeah, both stars, Sheriff Ben Meeker. Who else? Anybody else of note? Not really. Not really anybody I want to get into. Let's see. Bitch Tits Spice has entered the chat. Lorena. What's up, Lorena? Of all the movies, this is the most aimless. There's no clear main character or story until the last 15 minutes. For that reason, it ranks last for him. He had a very controversial ranking that he posted last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Despite it having a lot of things I like. And I'll agree a lot. Spooky Spice, she says. Yeah, she was doing a whole Spice Girls thing with her and a couple of the other girls that frequent the Death Crew Society online earlier today. It was funny. So, yeah. So, in this film, K&B does the effects. And there's a cameo by Greg Nicotero.
Yeah, where at?
I think he's in the gas station. Or she's buying the cigarettes. But
Yeah.
I didn't write it down, so I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I remember.
Oh yeah, when she gets dropped off at the gas station and then so stupid.
So in this film, Tina and Rachel's roles were originally reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have liked it better then? I would not have.
Probably. I'm all for shock when called for, but this film, the end product, is no surprise. I don't like this movie at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I don't. There's no surprise there. I've already kind of negatively taken shots at it. I think if they went with a more traditionalist approach to it, it would have been better. It couldn't have been worse.
Well, there was a whole lot of flux with this film. Like in the beginning of the development of it, it was supposed, as we seen in the end of the other film with Jamie. Jamie was supposed to come back as a more evil character, maybe even take over for Michael Myers, or assist Michael Myers in some fashion, and just still be dark and evil. And that's the way Donald Pleasance thought it should go. And they didn't agree. And I don't think he had a good time making this movie. I really don't. He was only on set briefly. He was only on set for like 7-8 days, I think it was, 14 days. Not long at all. And it just seems like they weren't receptive to any of his ideas about the way things should go. And I don't know. And the look of Michael Myers is the absolute worst in the series.
Yeah, man. There's another one where it's kind of divisive, but on this one, nobody likes the way he looks.
It is the worst. He looks stupid. And who played that stupid Michael Myers? That was Donald Shanks, right? Is that his name? Donald Shanks?
Not sure.
I think it's Donald Shanks.
Well, there's not room enough for another Donald in this series. There can only be one.
What the hell is the guy's name? There could only be one, yeah. And then now I'm seeing the part 4 cover while I'm looking at this, and how great that mask was that they decided they didn't need to use.
1989 on this one, and and that's another thing too. I feel like they rushed this one out because the last one made a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm. Well, this still made money. It doubled its budget.
Yeah, it did. And they rushed to it, but then it would be 6 years before we got part 6 after this, which that's going to be a very interesting one to review, but don't want to get ahead of myself here.
Right on. I got one sheet of notes for this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I didn't write down.
There's really not a lot to talk about with this movie other than it's not good.
I disagree. I think the kills were a lot better, but they were
okay.
They were out of character for Halloween because, as we were talking about part 4,
yeah,
they're usually more subtle. They're usually more subdued.
Yeah.
And in this, there was, well, K and B got blood all over the place.
And in this movie, Michael Myers all of a sudden gets smart and like starts plotting. And
oh, like when he's posing with the gun.
yeah,
But that was in 4. That wasn't in this.
oh, that was at the end of it.
Yeah,
But
it was
in this one though, he starts plotting and shit. It's weird.
I didn't really have a big problem with the portrayal of Michael. And in this one, it's even less likely that he makes it to part 5. You were talking about how did they bring him back from 2 to 4? I mean, they blew him up. They threw bombs in the thing, whatever, and he somehow slips out and gets resurrected by that old man.
You know, at least in this one, they show it, and he ends up in the fucking river or whatever.
Oh, okay. So if they would have showed him creeping out of the bomb thing, it would have been okay.
Yeah, they show him going down the hill into a river, and then he's floating downstream, and then gets himself to shore, and then that old like derelict guy rescues him,
help him out.
Yeah, and he nurses him to health for a year.
gets killed for his trouble.
Yeah, and then he puts him up and feeds him and takes care of him for a year, and then he gets got.
Did he kill his bird too?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. See,
I hope
he's
not.
an asshole like that. He kills animals.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Lorena says she likes 4 and 5. The Mask in 5 sucks ass.
It does.
Absolutely. And Travis says, I think H2O Michael is the worst. He looks like a Walmart greeter. I liked him.
That's the one I was talking about. That one is divisive.
Because there's a CGI, for whatever reason, they CGI'd the mask in a couple scenes. Like, put on a goddamn mask. It's there.
I'm going to save my opinion on that one for when we cover that one.
Yeah.
Because despite your feelings on 4 or 5, I think 6 and 7 are both more interesting to talk about.
Oh, for sure. And that's why we didn't do 6 with these two, because even though it has Jamie, Jamie Lloyd, it's a little bit further off. Jamie dies in the beginning anyway. And with it, the whole 2 series is so 6 we're going to do probably by itself. And then we'll do 7 and 8 together because they go together.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's, the best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But,
and then we'll do the Rob Zombie ones together.
Yeah.
And then the Davy Gordon Green ones together.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done.
Yeah.
Lorena says she hated 6 when she first saw it, but she kind of likes it now. I like it a lot.
That's going to be fun
that next week
about that one, man. Because oh my
God. I'm thinking of 7. 6, I don't know if I like. I got to rewatch it.
Yeah, 6 is like the one now, revisionist history. I don't think nobody knows if they like it.
And then it's like, which version are you watching? There's like 8 of them. That's why it's going to get its own episode.
There is, but remember when we review these, we just walked out of the movie theater day 1.
Yeah.
On release day, that's what it is. We can add little elements and discuss.
I don't think we'll be able to find the producer's cut anyway.
Right. We could discuss it and things like that, but the way we rate these people is the theatrical versions.
Right. So in this film, Loomis was by any means necessary thinking about he was getting Michael. Like he's holding up the girls a fucking human shield, and he just don't give a goddamn in this one. Like I'm taking out Michael. It doesn't matter if this girl dies, doesn't matter who dies.
A little too over the top for me in this one, and I love Donald Pleasence.
He's Loomis. He's always over the top.
Yeah.
Why do these people listen to that guy? Like he's God all the time. Like he shuts down the whole police department in every movie. They starts telling them how to conduct their business, and they listen to him. They just go along with them.
I mean, if only they would have listened to Tom Atkins at the end of 3.
Yeah, right.
then this still would have happened because it's a different universe, and I don't care. So
all right. So we'll talk about your top 3 in this one, and top 3 in this one. Just in case it's not on your top 3.
Okay.
The deputies, Nick and Tom. I don't know where they're gonna. I hope they're on one or the other. But they are fan-fucking-tastic. I love the music behind them, and it's a homage to Last House on the Left.
Yes, I have that written in my notes.
Okay, and they are fucking fantastic. I love the circus. Every time you see them, it's like these guys are just idiots. They're total idiots. But at that point, the whole police force was killed a year earlier.
All right.
They're just taking anybody, giving a gun to anybody. Like, you're a cop now. Go ahead. But I love them. I don't know where they're gonna fit on your. I guess since you have notes on them, they're gonna be there somewhere.
They're in there somewhere.
Let's do your top 3 first. In this
Yeah,
one.
I want to do the top
Okay.
of this
Since
first.
you obviously don't like this movie,
I don't.
We'll build up the bad stuff.
And number 3 is kind of a cop out, but it's not, because on release day you still would have saw this in the theater as a poster on the wall. But my number 3 favorite thing about Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, is the cover art.
Yeah.
I love the box cover. I love the poster for this, man, with the knife with Jamie in it. I love it. I think it's probably the best one besides the original. But that has
the pumpkin.
Yeah, 78 has so many different versions of, advertising stuff for it because it became such a success.
Right.
But just the stock day one release night box art movie poster, this is the cream of the crop for Halloween. Too bad it's for a bad movie. Much in the same fashion as Jason Takes Manhattan, fantastic cover art, advertising, marketing campaign,
Not a very good film.
A shitty movie. But man, those posters still look good on a wall, man.
Yeah.
The I/New York, so cool, and just like this one, the box cover, the cover art, poster, whatever you want to call it, love it. My number 2 favorite thing in this one, and I was teeter-tottering my 1 and 2. I'm actually going to move what's written in the 2 spot to number 1, and my number 2 favorite thing in this movie is the laundry chute scene.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Bit of tension there, and this movie really lacked it for a slasher film. Not enough, at least genuine tension. That's very, very well done, and it's probably it definitely is the best directed part of this movie. Is that scene?
Okay.
It's a classic. Like, when you're going through the best things in the Halloween franchise, that scene's got to get thrown in there. Like, if we just pick favorite scenes from this whole show, well, it'd be a lot of part 1. But then this might even be, and it sucks to say this because I don't like this movie very much, but other than several scenes in part 1, this might be the best scene in the whole series besides stuff from part 1.
Which is funny because in part 2 you got that scene with the nurse where he appears, and I think that might be my favorite scene.
That's pretty cool too.
I don't like too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
I mean, I like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, that one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's very good. So, what would be number 1?
My number 1 favorite thing is not Loomis, but the classic line that he delivers in this one.
Okay.
The burn in hell line.
Yeah.
And burn in hell, but I knew in my heart they wouldn't have him. How fucking cold.
Hell wouldn't have him. Yes, that line. I was thinking the same thing today.
That's probably the greatest quote he dropped in the whole franchise, including part 1.
Yeah.
I love that line so much, man. It just sucks that it's in this movie. That would have been so much better in part 4.
Right on.
So yeah, those are my top 3 favorite things in there.
You're telling me you didn't like the deputies? They didn't make your top 3, so they got to make your bottom 3.
They did. They're in the bottom, and their number 3 is the cops and their dumb fucking music. That's like a cop out from Last House on the Left, which is a piece of shit movie that Wes Craven directed 50 years ago. Yeah,
it's rough to watch. It's tough to watch. It's a good movie though.
It's a pile of garbage. We already went over this.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the stupid country bumpkin funny music in that one when the Barney Fife and the dumbass deputy.
Martin Cove.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I don't remember the other guy.
But they're just dumb hit cops, just a stereotype like in Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
And this is just suburban cops too.
I think the young guys that just got a badge, they just don't care.
Yeah, because Michael killed all the other cops. It's just silly. It's silly.
I loved it. I'm sorry.
I hate it. It's silly. It's goofy. It's trite. It's out of place, man. Like,
the only thing I didn't like about them is that their kill was off screen.
Yeah. Halloween is not that franchise with like humor to it, like Nightmare is, you know?
I know, but I think it fit with this. I really do. I think it fit. I don't think it was like Freddy Krueger over the top.
I'm not that mad about it because I don't like this movie anyway. Now,
Yeah.
if I liked this movie otherwise and if it was shoehorned in, I'd be a lot more upset about it. But yeah, didn't like it. Didn't like them. Didn't like the stupid clown music. Just it's dumb.
The sad part about the deputies,
Yeah,
even that
exactly. Thank you.
music doesn't make sense.
Sure.
I don't know. The music really helped him. Barney Fife and Dumbass Deputy sounds like a band that would have been in No Brother right now.
Oh, what a great movie that is! Wow, fantastic.
And coming in at the tail end of the show, the award-winning St. John's, Michigan Jason is in the house. Hey guys, what's up, man? Good to see you're doing better, man. He was in the hospital a couple days ago.
Oh, I
thought he was having a stroke.
Oh no.
Yeah, he thought he was having a stroke. Yeah, but he's good and he's out and life's good for Rob. So we're glad to see that.
Yeah,
So
glad to see you
on the list.
My number 2 least favorite thing about this is, and it would be number 1, just like the other one, but there's something I hate even more. My number 2 least favorite thing is the look and mask. Once again,
that's not number 1.
Number 2. That's number 2.
You got me. My curiosity peaked.
It's terrible. It's worse than 4. It's probably the worst looking mask look for Michael in the whole franchise. It's bad. It just, it's like, how can I take this seriously?
Yeah,
and I thought about that stupid car scene too, which I hate. That would have been my number 4. But he's wearing a different mask in that one too.
Because they hadn't gotten the other mask yet, right?
I thought he changed because that was the mask that he was buying the guy and he put it on to trick her. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So, but yeah, Michael looks terrible in this movie. The mask is stupid. I don't know how anyone can like it. I'm sure when people buy these like to collect, this is probably the least purchased one.
I was going to say, I earlier said I was going to get them all. I'll probably skip that one.
This one's bad. Don't waste time or money on it. And my number 1 least favorite thing about this, and it ties into my favorite thing about the last one, is the underutilization of Jamie and the completely way they botched the ending of 4 being so good into doing nothing with that and making her a mute for an hour and 20 minutes of this one. It's one of the best actors you have in this movie, even though she's 9 years old, 10 years old, I think, in this one.
To be honest, I thought
and she didn't even talk. Like, it just,
I thought she was better in this one.
No, absolutely not.
I think so.
No.
I think taking away her voice and her having to act otherwise.
See, I didn't say her performance was my least favorite thing. I said the underutilization of the way that 4 ended so well, and then they do nothing with it, and then just throw her in there as a mute. Like, just the idea of what to do with her character, I think, is the thing I hate the most.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense.
I think she nailed it though. Like, she nailed the performance.
That's not what we're talking about.
No, I know. I'm saying what I'm talking about. I thought she did a fantastic job, and I thought that she was better acted in this one than the other one. Now, she had more substance in the 4th movie, but that's the writing and directing.
Boogeyman, James. Boogeyman. Yeah. 4 ended so well on such a high note, and this one began on a low note and stayed that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we had that cool the laundry chute scene like later, but other than that, this movie's terrible.
So, what did you think of the introduction of the supernatural element in Michael Myers?
See, now they go deeper in 6, but again, we don't know 6 yet. We're rating this like we just saw it day 1.
Well, you had the whole psychiatric, or what's it called, telekinetic link between Jamie and Michael. That was
and the fucking tattoo thing.
Yeah, the tattoo was brought finally. It was introduced.
Yeah.
We don't know why that tattoo's there. It's just a tattoo.
I'd say that I don't think it takes anything away from this movie, but it certainly doesn't add anything to it either.
I've never been big on the things that can't really happen.
Yeah, me too.
That's why and in these films, a lot of horror films, we have to suspend the disbelief and get into that. But I always liked Jason when he was human better. I always liked Michael because it was just some guy that just could do this. So when you introduce that, it just kind of takes it into like a fantasy realm, which is okay. But it's just like I prefer him to be normal. We're not normal, but human.
See, now in part 6, we'll in 3 we had our creepy evil Irish guy running things there, and in 6 we'll see they're trying to explain that it's some creepy evil Irish guy in that one too, running things. So
just evil bastards.
Yeah. So yeah, he needed his creepy evil gray-haired Irish guy.
Yeah. I don't know, but so I guess I'll grade it first. I'll grade this one first. I obviously like it better than you. I didn't realize I liked it as this much better than you. It's not as good as 4. I'm going C-. That's where I'm at. C-.
Yeah. Well, I'm about T- 5 seconds from giving this a really bad grade. Man, like, I want to give this an F, but I can't. I want to, but I can't, because that scene is so good.
You can give it an F+.
I've never done that. I've never introduced that. Oh, I have given it F-.
It's a Tenacious D song.
Yeah. No, I'm I think I got to go with it straight D, just because that scene is so good, and then that line is so good.
Right.
But other than that, man, it's just, I don't ever look forward to watching this.
Right on. Okay. Travis says, speaking of humanity, one part he found eerie is how the Man in Black is decent enough to put out a cigarette before blowing up the station. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we get that too, and it makes no sense when you're seeing it.
And spoiler alert, I think after watching 6, it doesn't really make much sense either.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll get to that.
Well, at least I think they were trying to set something up.
And they were trying to go in a certain way where,
That and again, this movie was also so bad and so forgettable, really, in a lot of ways, that the 6-year gap between this one and the next one, who the fuck even remembers that Man in Black? Back then, there wasn't streaming. People didn't have this shit on DVD sitting around.
Yeah, and I don't know if they don't start 6 at the end of 5, right? They don't show Michael getting broken out and everything, so they don't even refresh your memory.
He's already out.
Yeah, crazy.
We start with Jamie having the baby, and he's coming. He's already coming. Opening credits are going, he's coming.
And we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into it. There's some things. There's a lot of things. Okay.
Well, that's 4 and 5. I can officially get out of Halloween mode before we wrap this up.
Okay, right on, man. So yeah, that was Halloween part 4 and 5, and we're gonna sprinkle these in all throughout the month. We've got 5 down. We've got 7 to go, 8 to go, 8 to go. And tomorrow we are going to be talking to Jason Pitts, who directed the Friday the 13th fan film where Jason fights Bigfoot. In the ticker underneath it says The Beast Within, but it's actually called, I said it earlier, what was it?
Voorhees, the something or other.
Night of the Beast.
Night of the Beast. Voorhees, Night of the Beast.
Yeah, so check that film out if you haven't, if you missed our live watch along with it. And check it out, and then come join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock, 6:45-ish. We're going to go live, because after the show tomorrow, I'll be on Charles Sherrod's show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a watch along of 2 Texas Chainsaw films. He's the original for the 50th anniversary, and then he's doing 3. And I'm kind of excited because 3 doesn't get talked about enough.
No, it doesn't. I think it might even be the least really discussed one there is.
It is, So I was glad that he decided to go with that rather than 2, because a lot of people do talk about 2. And then, 4 would have been a good one to do too, even though It's my least favorite of the franchise.
That one gets talked about a bit, though.
Right. It's a lot of fun to talk about how bad it is.
Yeah.
But 3 gets kind of overlooked. So I'm glad that we're going to be talking about that. And then I don't know. Oh, Terrifier 3 comes out tomorrow. And I'm going to be going to see that, I think, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Like, how early?
There's a showing at 9:30. There's a showing at 12:05. I'm probably leaning towards 12:05.
Oh, miss football.
Isn't really morning. Oh, yeah, you'll miss football. Yeah, can't go.
If you did 9:30, I'd go with you.
Yeah, and then you have to hurry home to get the kickoff.
Where's it showing?
Cinemark.
Hmm.
Well, it's showing everywhere, but that's where I'm going to go. Well, I know. Actually, I might go to the Phoenix in North Olmsted because that's just 3-4 minutes from here. It's a lot quicker, easier to get to. They got those fancy seats and this fancy, the fancy sound. So definitely be checking that out sometime this weekend. I'm going to go to Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse on Saturday.
Ooh.
We'll see our friends from Chippewa Lake.
Best haunted house I went to last year.
Yeah, it's a fantastic experience. I went to Factory of Terror the other day.
How was that?
Fucking amazing. I wanted to go back right after I left. Now, see, with this haunted house, it's got the Guinness record for the longest haunted house, but I think it's kind of bullshit because there's 4 haunted houses into it, and it measures all 4 of them if you walked all of them at once. So it's kind of a bullshit record. But nevertheless, it's in this giant factory in Canton, right? There's 7 bars in this place, all with their own theme and own themed drinks, like fancy cocktails and whatnot. There's 4 haunted houses, each also with their own theme. The actors are fucking amazing. We got the VIP passes, so we didn't have to wait in lines. There's a light up dance floor. There's music going out throughout the whole thing. It's a giant Halloween party. It's one of the coolest places I've ever been. I just absolutely loved it. There's axe throwing. There's a virtual reality haunted attraction that I didn't do that I got to go back to do. There's bowling, the duck pin bowling deal. They got a little putting green if you want to do that. It's just fun. Like you could be, and if you didn't want to go to the haunted houses, $17 gets you in just to hang out at the bars and shit. And then your kids could go do the haunted house thing if you didn't want to, but I'm sure you'd want to see the haunted houses.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool. They have a scene where you go in and you're inching across like the edge of a building, and you have this much room. Now, of course, there's a glass platform in front of that, but the theater of the mind, you're not going to even realize it, And then while you're inching across, the wall of the building kind of falls and pushes you. And it is intense, man.
Oh, I'd like that. Because I've recently become, in the last several weeks, an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, that's even point, of course.
Oh my God. I ride all the coasters, man. The more intense ones, the more I try to hit them twice each trip.
Yeah.
I used to be terrified. Speaking of Terrifier, I used to be terrified of these things, man, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s. Now I can't get enough of them. Like, if I heard there was a roller coaster that went to the fucking moon, dude, I'd be like, let's go tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
That's just me, man. So that begs the question, are you going to come out one of these Thursdays?
I'm trying, man, but it's I don't know, man. It's like we only have, what, 2 or 3? Is it 2 or 3 more?
We have the 10th, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, can't do tomorrow.
The 17th and the 24th, because Halloween night, the 31st, are actually closed.
And Halloween, I wouldn't be able to anyway.
I was thinking about it. I was actually thinking about doing it on Halloween there because I think it'd be pretty sweet to be there then. But they figure the park would be dead, so they're not opening that Thursday.
Travis Mitchell says he's 26 and hasn't gone on a roller coaster that goes upside down. Hell no. I love him.
Love him.
I absolutely love him.
Love him.
But yeah, so
when's the last time you were at Cedar Point, man?
Donald was young.
Oh yeah, you got to go.
The thing about him is he's so little. Mm-hmm. I can't feature how old he actually was, but he looked like an 11-year-old. He was tall enough to get on rides.
Yeah.
But I think he's just barely tall enough to get on rides now.
Yeah. Why you got to do my boy like that?
But back to Factory of Terror for a second. Like Chippewa is still that haunted house is better than their 4 haunted houses, I think.
Yeah.
But just the whole experience is
Sure.
just what makes it. And they have the different levels of intensity. Like that one with there's 2 scary haunted houses, maybe even 3 of them, maybe 3 out of the 4. And then there's one that's more fun than anything. It's called The Abyss, and you go underwater basically. You're the pirate scenes and Davy Jones' locker and things like that. And that one's more fun than it is scary.
That'd
So
be
it's
like
not
more
that
like a family haunt, maybe.
My family, yes.
Mhm.
The average family might get scared. I would just be like wide-eyed, like, wow, this is the coolest shit. You know?
Well, who the fuck that watches us has a normal
Right, our
family?
people, yeah, it'd be good for our people. Yeah.
They're sitting here watching 2 ugly dudes talk about slasher movies from 40 years ago. They're not normal.
So Bethany's commenting, same thing happens to me, and that's in response to Lorena's comment that I might not be able to find. Oh, here it is. Every time I listen to Tom Atkins, I get pregnant. He's Silver Fox himself.
He still got it at age 90
He's still
million
got it,
years
yeah,
old.
Absolutely, he does. Oh man, I wanted to wear my shirt, but the Colonel, who was the guy who had the shirt first, if Halloween 3, if you think Halloween 3 sucks, it's because Tom Atkins fucked your mother.
Yeah.
I wanted to wear that when I met him, but he said don't, so I didn't. I think he would have laughed. I don't know.
I think he probably would have.
He said he heard somewhere that he doesn't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, you know, Tom's the man. Tom's awesome.
Is he like a married guy and been married for a million years? Maybe that'd be why he didn't like
Oh
it.
no, he's had a couple different wives, man.
Yeah.
Remember the one girl was his wife in 3, and didn't he marry Adrienne Barbeau?
Shit, I don't remember.
I know John Carpenter was married to her, but I think
Yeah,
Tom-
for a long time.
Man.
He
I
was
think Tom might have been too. I think Tom and John might be Eskimo brothers. But he's been married a couple times.
I'm an Eskimo brother of I won't say who, but a former Cleveland Browns quarterback.
Oh wow, nice.
That's a story for off the motherfucking air.
Right on. Well, on that note, we are going to shut this thing down. Thanks so much for coming on in the surprise episode. Join us tomorrow for our regular time while we talk to Jason Pitts. Ryan won't be there, so I'd like to get a good number tomorrow, because every time Ryan's on and then he's not on, like, he gets a better number when he's on. So let's like try to get a lot of friends to watch tomorrow, so I can laugh at Ryan and say, haha, we did better without you. But on that note, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, even if you do better without me, I won't feel bad. I'll be on Steel Vengeance. So.
There you go.
Which is my new therapy.
All right.
But no, thanks for popping in tonight, guys. These Halloween movies, it's fun unpacking these now. It's been a long time since I really deep dive these.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to doing 6. I don't know what day we'll do it on, but we'll drop it.
And neither do you know what day, so watch for us to go live.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just do it when we're ready. And same goes for 7 and 8.
All
So,
right.
but we got what? 3 weeks to get these done. We'll get them done.
We'll get them done. And then on Halloween, or right or real close to Halloween, we're going to do a ranking episode, and we'll get Ethan from the Bloody Essentials podcast to come on with us.
Maybe we'll do that the Wednesday Halloween Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, because Halloween is a Thursday. So
Yeah.
and we could just air it then, or maybe just do it live Wednesday. I don't know.
Well, we might be doing something on Halloween.
That's true.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But anything else? That's it?
No, that's it. Everybody have a good one. And if you're at Cedar Point tomorrow, come buy me a slushie. And other than that, there goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood.
Just another can I do? What can I do when I'm stuck inside you?